The Gold Coast Suns waited until right to the end of the match. They kicked the last 4 against Richmond, who gave up a 40-point lead. Fair to say Damien Hardwick not happy post-game.
I think we just lost our composure. The challenge, and what I've got to remind myself is we've been an experienced side for a fair period of time, but we've got a lot of inexperience in there at the moment. So we've got to go through the fundamentals of what that looks like and how we can absorb that pressure and use it to our advantage.
It's interesting he talks about the inexperience they've got in their side, but I know what happens when you either miss the 8 or you go out in the first week of the finals. It's brutal. It can be more brutal sometimes going out in the first week of the finals than it is to finish 9th because you've been exposed so badly. And I just wonder, with a loss like the weekend, them having to do it from 8th or 7th, what this means for Jack Riewoldt. Is it becoming clearer by the day with performances like that Jack Riewoldt won't get another contract, Trent Cotchin won't, Shane Edwards won't, that they'll be more brutal than ever to say, we thought we were close to them, but we're not. So I thought a top 4 performance might go, OK, we'll go again with these guys potentially, but if you finish 7th, 8th, 9th, no, let's reset and start again.
There's a glass half full element to this, that Tom Lynch goes down in the first 8 minutes, that you don't have Nankervis in the back half of the last quarter, and Soldo was also underdone, and they nearly pulled off a pretty good win against a good team that would have kept them in the conversation for top 4.
Yeah,
so,
I think you would say, though, no King for Gold Coast that they haven't had all year. Isaac Rankin didn't play. They've also had some issues, and they're 40 points up at stages. A Richmond team just doesn't lose to an inexperienced side like Gold Coast from that position.
Lost from a similar position to the Swans in round 11, and also gave up the last 3 goals of a game against Geelong only 2 weeks ago.
How worried should we be about their discipline? It's been an issue. We've sat on this, I reckon I've done this show for 4 years, and every year we speak about their discipline. This is rubbish from Castagna.
So what he should do?
Kick the goal or handball. Either kick the goal prior to that, and his lairising around goal and his set shot routine has become a bit of a meme. Like, it's a bit embarrassing the way he goes about it. 50-metre penalty there. Look at the score there and the lead that they've still got with 4 minutes to go. And the issues like that, once again, that's rubbish from an experienced player who then sooks to the umpire that he should have got the free kick. How many times have we seen Jack Riewoldt sook at quarter time about not getting a free kick? So you wonder whether the winning papers over the cracks.
Look at those numbers.
And that is a damning graphic there.
That's damning on Damien Hardwick. So the worst for free kicks against, the best is the Bulldogs, the worst for 50-metre penalties, and the worst for goals from 50-metre penalties. That's not. You're not going to ever finish top 1 or 2 in that situation. So that is, and he's spoken about it before. But nothing ever changed.
To your point, Lloydie, that would be the most surprising of almost any team in the comp, that Damien Hardwick has a team that has discipline issues. I mean, he's been the guy that turns that stuff around.
Yeah, but that's the on-field, and then we've seen significant off-field issues as well that have gone on at Richmond over a number of years. Not so much
that attitude, that thumb the nose at the world attitude helped them in 2020, as you know.
Yeah,
with how they carried themselves, quite ordinarily in the eyes of many in the hub in Queensland.
Yeah, I reckon they're a big story because if players like Baker leave at that 24 age bracket, they don't have a lot of that. And then what happens with Dustin Martin, the 3 players that Lordo has mentioned, and the players that they've got significantly injured, like Lambert, and the discussions around that, then it's a pivotal moment for the Tigers on how they reset with this group and what they do at the end of the year. It was great to see Stewie Dew sign during the week, and clearly he was relieved. He spoke about it after the game.
Sometimes the moons line up, but to do that, you've got to actually try your guts out, and you did it. So you'll remember, I mean, who's played in one of those games when someone kicked one after the siren? Yeah. You know the name of the bloke? Sam Boyd. Who you? Yeah. Jared Polton one day at this thing. You remember it? Peter Burgoyne did it. You remember? They'll remember your name for life.
Great emotion after the game, and there are some extraordinary potential South East Queensland moments relating to this that go back to 1995 when you look at history. With 7 matches remaining of that particular year, the then Brisbane Bears needed to get into the finals on the back of a 6-1 form line, which got them there into a qualifying final, pushed the eventual premier in that year. The Gold Coast Suns in the same situation need to win nearly as many games as the then Bears did, and look, that was ultimately the start of the Brisbane dynasty. They made a prelim final the next year, made another prelim final in '99, and then obviously they did what they did in 2001, 2 and 3. But it started in the last 7 games of the home and away season. This is what we could be witnessing potentially when it comes to what the Suns are doing and what they still could do.
So, Damo, a lot of people still wouldn't have the Suns making finals from here. You think they could build some serious momentum
Well, using that comparison, Brisbane Bears had 4 wins and 11 losses after round 15. The Suns are only 1 game out of the 8 as we speak. So, I mean, we've all seen enough to know that nothing is impossible.